Here's what you need to know about basic transplanting in the vegetable garden. Welcome back to New Garden Road, where I share my love of gardening with you in a way that I hope will inform, inspire, and elevate you. Subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. Stay up to date on all the garden action coming at you. When you are selecting plants for your garden, whether you've grown them at home or you're getting them from a local nursery, you're going to take into consideration the same principles. You see how strong and upright that is? It's not leggy, it hasn't been reaching for light, there's not more than one seedling in there, and it's really only at this point got about one pale leaf on it. That's not too bad. I'm going to be pruning that one off. Sometimes you'll see the roots coming out of the bottom of the pot, and that's a clear indicator that it may be root bound. If you want to double check it, just carefully and gently flip it upside down. Looks pretty healthy, not really crowded in there. That should be a good start. Really healthy root system. You can just put it right back in there. Nobody will see. If the plants have been in that little container for too long, they become root bound, that can give them some stress and it may cause some stunted growth. So try to find the best ones. We are almost ready to plant these little kale babies. There's a couple things you want to make sure of before you do so. Have you watered it recently? Does it need water? You don't want it to be bone dry. You also don't want it to be sopping wet. Same goes for the soil that you're planting it in. Ideally, they'd have about an equal amount of moisture. Second thing is, remove any yellow or damaged leaves from the plant. Use a sharp set of pruners. Prune it all the way to the stem. Carefully and gently. This is going to prioritize the nutrients for this top new growth here. You see it's got some nice sets of leaves coming out, and that's the right thing to do. Alright, so getting these guys trimmed up and ready for planting. I'm going to go ahead and move through the rest of them, and then we'll get them in the ground. Next up, I'm going to talk about digging a hole. Izzy, can you certify the kale organic? Let's start digging a hole and plant something. I like to dig out the hole a little bit wider than the container. I usually remove the last of the soil by hand. The next step is you want to test the depth. You want the soil level of this plant to be level with the soil that you're planting it in. Since this is a vegetable, I want to make sure it gets plenty of nutrients. I like to add some compost and fertilizer, just a little bit. Pinch of compost, pinch of fertilizer, mix that into your chocolate cake. Those nutrients will be there, ready for the roots once they start to branch out and look for nutrients. Let's make sure again that we've got the right planting depth. I made a little impression inside this planting hole, and that's where I'm going to put the soft rock phosphate. I want the soft rock phosphate to have direct contact with the roots. That's real important. Here's what I like to do in order to get the plant out of its pot. Gently massage it. Go around a couple times, up and down. You'll create some space. Sometimes really well developed roots in these pots will make them stick in there. Now flip it upside down. So we've revealed a really nice root system here. And the next thing I like to do is very gently score the roots, encourage them to go out and find new soil. The more root bound your plant will be, the trickier this can be, but it's important because they're going in the shape of the pot and you want them to quickly understand that, oh, get out there, see what you can find. Let's get this guy planted. Very gently put it in there. Gently press it down on the bottom. Now you're going to use your hands to work the backfill in the space. Once you think you've got enough, you want to start firming things in. Just around the perimeter of the root ball of this plant, applying gentle pressure, and that will assure that there's no air pockets. I like to add a little bit more fertilizer and compost on top, just a little bit. Feed those veggies so they feed you. Mix that around. Final step that's really kind of something extra, but I think it really helps channel water to your newly planted plant. Make a small berm with any of the extra soil that you have. Alright, that looks great. We need to water it in immediately. That's real important. I hope that gives you a good understanding of what basic transplanting is like. You can apply these same techniques whether you're planting a small vegetable start like this, or an herb, a flower, some type of perennial, even trees or shrubs, even if they're larger sizes. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some tips, and I hope you got some of these little guys growing in your garden. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to my page. Leave me a question or comment below, and as always, keep it organic.